from one of the loudest venues in the NFL. There's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Today, Week 12 of the NFL season is upon us, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. To the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Right to the air goes Nix. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's 2nd down. These two teams have met up in Denver earlier this season with the Broncos winning that one. So if they can win again here in KC, they would pull off the season sweep. So from the 37, here's a 2nd and 8. Now it's Nix. And his pass incomplete.
They put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. To throw is Nix. Now he'll tuck this and run. Oh, Cardinal sin there, thrown back over the middle, and it's intercepted. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ballgame.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football, but at the same time you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get to field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Mahomes. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37, gain of 9. 3rd and 1. Now Patrick going to change the play. On play action, it's Mahomes. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Yellow.
They go play fake. Mahomes. He tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Broncos are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Remember last time out, they threw the interception on their first drive. Good news, their defense backed them up, so it's still 0-0 here as they begin their second possession.
Yeah, one great way to judge a defense. How do they handle what we call sudden change? When all of a sudden, you know, it goes against their offense and have to run out in the field and try to put out the fire. Give this one great kudos for getting out there and not letting that interception lead to points. Excellent job by them defensively.
Off the play fake, Nix. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Well, it doesn't take a whole lot of investigation to figure out why they're still sitting at 0 on the scoreboard, because their quarterback's got to wake up and start reading defense a heck of a lot better after throwing his second interception.
Yellow. Hey, Ripley. I'm going losing.
Now a first carry here for the running back. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. When you look at this Bronco defense, they find themselves just a couple of spots outside of the top 10 defending the pass, number 12 in the league.
And while teams don't like to talk about it, they're pretty proud of their rankings. But this ranking is going to be put to the test today because they're going up against a top 5 passing offense in this one.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. That's into the hands of Worthy. Coming into the week, he's the NFL's leader in receiving yards. There's his first catch, and it's good for a first down. The Chiefs had 8-3 now. They've been playing their best football of the year. Winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. He had to fight that time. Ran through one tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage. This defense for the Broncos, they were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. This is caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
They'll try to run this one in. And he's in. Touchdown, Kansas City. A great play there. With now 15 rushing touchdowns on the year. And the Chiefs take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Nix to the air. Now he's going to step up and run. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. You talk about this Chiefs defense. Well, they're going to be tough to throw on, no doubt. Currently ranked 3rd in the NFL against the pass.
They may be ranked 3rd against the pass in the league, but they're the best that I've seen so far. Sometimes the numbers don't tell the full story.
Throwing Nix. He'll get that complete to Franklin. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. On fourth down, Jeremy Crawshaw on to punt for Denver. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. He'll field this at the 5. A nice little juke. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Still going inside the 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. A big play there with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
14. Broncos, nothing.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. They begin with a carry for Blue. And not much doing there. Maybe a yard up to the 23.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
To throw, here's Nix. Now he'll tuck this and run. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand.
When you're down a couple of scores like this, CD, you can't afford too many plays that go in the wrong direction like that one.
Yeah, when you take a good look at it broadly, sacks are better than giving up an interception. But where they are on the scoreboard, they've got to get rid of all of that and just create positive plays for themselves in order to have a chance.
Jeremy Crawshaw in punt formation for the Broncos.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. We'll see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot, backed up. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. There's Chris Olave. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. It'll be a gain of 17, but even with that, they'll be well short here for 4th down. And he gets this away, angled for the sideline with a lot behind it. Wow. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last time that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Mahomes going to throw. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here. 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning them into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for second down.
Hey, kill. On my side.
Now the first carry here for the running back. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be second and goal.
Not a whole lot there on first and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or 2 in this situation.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on second and goal.
On my side. Hey, bombers.
Here's Nix. Now he's going to step up and run.
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss. This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
And this offense on third down today, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They're looking at a third and goal here.
They'll try and throw. Here's Nix.
It's caught on the deflection. And this is going to be a touchdown.
Well, that's what I call an answer right there. They gave up a sack on the previous play. How about what they did to finish things off, turning it right back around?
That's the response, and that O-line feels a lot better now, don't they?
Yeah, without a doubt, because give up the sack in the previous play, that just hurts those guys because they never want to see their guy get hit.
Lutz good on the extra point. And that'll make our score 14-7. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
At their own 20-yard line.
KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Yellow.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
2nd down and 6 now.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And good penetration here. They'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Hands it off out of the gun. And he will have the Chiefs' 1st down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. 2nd quarter action with 1:59 remaining.
Easy. Back. Yellow.
Now they'll throw with Mahomes. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
2nd and 7.
Yellow.
That's out quickly to Hyatt. A gain of 5. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here.
Yellow.
Here's Mahomes to throw. That is caught. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 16. Give them 19 there as the drive marches forward.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Here's a give up the middle. Able to slither by. And he will take it all in for a Chiefs touchdown. A great effort there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Chiefs will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
The score, Chiefs 21.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And it's now 21-7.
Kickoff for Kansas City.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, not much time remains here in this 1st half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a 2nd half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, it took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Gets it underneath to Blue. And he's going to be brought down short of the 1st at about the 31-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this 1st half. This will be taken at the 10. Gets past one man. Found good room to run there. Returns it 14 yards.
And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now here's Mahomes. Completed to Hyatt. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
Out of bounds at the 42-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter.
And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, there were 3 talking points at the half, partner. All of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
Hey, 15.
They'll run. It's Rashard Smith. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that point from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
Yellow.
Again, it's Smith. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. If this defense wants to stay in this ballgame, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
Yellow. On Sunday.
Mahomes now to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's the Chiefs punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And this works out well as it'll kick out of bounds at the 11-yard line.
At their own 11-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, Bobby, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half is theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for the second half.
1st
They'll look to throw now on first down. Well, this is thrown to the sideline. No receiver in the area, though, and that's going to bring out a flag. They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Operating from the gun, Nix. Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
That's taken in by Franklin.
And he'll be out right at the 35. 11 yards for number 11.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
They'll go play action with Nix. Finds his man. That's Olave on the crossing route. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Nick's going to keep this himself.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time.
And the Chiefs will take over here just shy of the 30. They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball, and that one was picked off. I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Now Mahomes. He'll take a shot for the end zone.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
I certainly like the idea. You're down on their side of the field. Get your big play guy involved. That time, they put one up for him to see if he can pull it down in the end zone. But the coverage was good, and it winds up incomplete.
There's no rest to my shut it down. Whenever I get your money up, only when I got put money down. I'm betting the odds on all of us. I do it for all of us.
Third quarter action from Kansas City. 2nd down and 10.
Yellow, yellow. Yellow.
To throw, it's Mahomes.
And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted.
And a return across midfield and to the 46-yard line.
So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, third quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Broncos.
Chris Olave
with touchdown number 7 on the year.
And the Broncos take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points.
Lutz with the extra point. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive 1st and 10. And Mahomes will do it himself. That's caught right side by Roby.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And this will be stopped at the 44. And good for 7 yards.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Yellow, yellow.
They fake the give. Now Mahomes. Now he'll tuck this and run. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit. And another first down.
Yellow.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. They'll get it to the 23-yard line. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. An ideal spot here to get a first down and try to run some more clock. And this is second and less than a yard.
Hey, 43, 15.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
They go play action. Now Mahomes to the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that'll make it second down. Throwing now is Mahomes. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. From 17 yards out. And the Chiefs add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory. Butker on for the PAT. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
Kick off 4 Kansas City. The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. In motion goes the tight end. To throw is Nix. Now he's going to step up and run. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Working out of the gun is Nix. Olave over the middle.
You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that on your side.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
He finds his man complete. It's Franklin.
And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's good for Broncos. First down. First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Now it's Nix.
Throws right side, and that's complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
This offense was on the move. Now two straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Operating from the gun, here's Nix. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
They'll go for it. Here's Nix. He'll try to do it himself. Able to find the open man. That's complete. So after the 4th down conversion, now 1st and 10 inside the 25.
Broncos. First down. First and 10.
They go with Blue between the tackles. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Broncos. First down. First and goal, Denver.
To throw, here's Nix. Now he'll take this and run.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown.
Bo Nix.
An 8-yard touchdown run.
And the Broncos have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
So now a big play here as the Broncos will line up to go for 2.
The Broncos will line up for the 2-point conversion.
And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag. Lutz to try to add the PAT. He's got it, and they're back within a touchdown at 28-21. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Browns will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at the 20.
Come back.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal.
Off the play fake. Nix. On the RP.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score.
It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
15.
Mahomes going to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that when maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports.
Here's 2nd and a yard.
They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. On play action, here's Nix. Now he's going to step up and run. Oh, look at this. It's intercepted. Picked off by Leo Chanel.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. In a tie game fourth quarter, that's about as big of a defensive play as you can possibly make.
And it didn't happen by accident. That was scouting right there. They've seen things that have happened before. They knew in certain situations the type of plays they like to run, read it, and were able to go after the football, get it, and take it into the end zone for a touchdown for themselves.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And they will take a 7-point lead. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And he returns this to the 22.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
This is 1st and 10.
Throwing after the interception. Nix. And he's got his big tight end here. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
First down, Denver.
He'll look to throw.
Nix going to keep this himself. He'll get that complete to Franklin.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Back to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Franklin.
And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout.
A gain of 12. First down, Broncos.
Bombers. Hold on a second.
He's back to throw.
Nick's going to keep this himself.
Nice move. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. So there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing that it was time to exit the pocket and go.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
They'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
The Arrowhead crowd in full roar. Here's third down.
Back to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29. Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game.
No choice but to go. Here's fourth down now. They're going. It's Nix. Oh, he had to force it there on fourth down, and it's intercepted. And the Chiefs have just about sewn up this football game.
That is now 5 interceptions that he has thrown in this ball game. If I asked you to speculate what's possibly going on in his head, what would you say?
Well, if he's as mentally strong as I believe he is, he understands that not all of these picks have been his fault. You know, some of the throws, yes, but there have been a good number of them where he hasn't been helped by his own receivers, and they've turned into interceptions. So he knows if he keeps firing, perhaps good things can happen, not just in this game, but especially in later ones.
So this one in the win column for Kansas City, and it's going to be their defense that gets the